Where did they get all dinghies from? Hey? All these people coming across the channel, they're all coming across in dinghies. Somebody in Calais, is doing a roaring trade selling them dinghies. The smuggling cartels. Selling these migrants. Migrants. I'm sure they're calling them migrants on telly. They were. Oh. I saw it on the news there, and they used some wording, and I'm like, wait, just a fucking minute. Just a goddamn minute now. This isn't on the up and up. Something just struck me. Wait a minute. The word that they used, I think it was migrants. Are they migrants? Asylum seekers. Asylum schmilem. You know, that's old hat. That's not interested. No. Fuck you. Call them migrants now. It's just... It's a pantomime. It really is a pantomime on the telly, on the news. They're showing us this stuff on the news like... as though it's reality. As though we should be concerned with this. But it isn't. It's of no importance. How can you say that, you fucking twat? There's people dying. Yeah. There's people drowning in their attempt to get across the channel. But this isn't an organic thing that's happening. I'm really convinced of that. This is some charade that's been engineered. It's been created by some people, by an organisation, a group of ne'er-do-wells who want a distraction. They want a distraction because they don't want us remembering about Miss Maxwell. Yeah, you remember her? Ghislaine Maxwell or Ghislaine, or whatever the correct pronunciation of her name is. We can't ask her dad, well, how do you intend to have your daughter's name pronounced? How do you pronounce it, Mr. Maxwell? Because he's dead. He drowned, fell off his boat, fell off his yacht, he did. Shortly after he'd fleeced all the money out of the pension fund for the people who were working for him. Yeah. And now his daughter, she's up on a charge. She's up on a charge. She's been in jail for a good while. And now her trial... Oh, excuse me. She's now coming to trial for being involved in the Epstein caper. Epstein, yeah, you remember Epstein? You probably forgot about Epstein as well, and not unreasonably so. You know, because we've had this COVID caper since then, and now we've got the migrant caper as well on top. We've got all these migrants that are bringing COVID into the country. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Travel restrictions unless you can find yourself a dinghy. Yeah, get yourself a dinghy, you can get wherever. You can get wherever you've got the bottle to go. Happy days. But if you want to get on a plane and start flying here and there, no. Chances are you're gonna face restrictions. If you've got a passport and you think, I'd like to go to, I don't know, wherever the fuck. Yeah. Well, there's a good chance that you can't get there. Because there's restrictions. Because there's a new CJD variant. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. No, sorry, beg your pardon. My mistake. It's not that. It's not mad cow disease from 80s. No, it's COVID. That's the new bogeyman. It's not the threat of nuclear war. No. It's not the threat of climate change. No. It's now the new variant. What's Omicron? Omicron. That's a place in Siberia, I think. Omicron is the variant. It's very much like something else, because I typed in auto spell and it came up with something else. I'm like, yeah, I recognise that. I've heard of that before, but I haven't heard of this. The new variant that's coming out of sub-Saharan Africa. It's gone to Africa as COVID. It's had a mix about with some other stuff, and it's mutated into, with any luck, a far more virulent and deadly strain. An airborne fucking end of days pathogen that's gonna reduce world population to less than 500 million. As it said on the Georgia Guidestones, maintain world population below 500 million. What are the Georgia Guidestones? It's just something to look up. Something you can look up if you want. And oh, excuse me, I'm full of cold. Oh, flipping heck. Yeah, the Georgia Guidestones. Run that through your Encyclopedia Born Idlers and see. Get yourself down that rabbit hole. Fucking hell! It's a belter. But one of the things that's on the Georgia Guidestones is the maintain world population below 500 million. 500 million. I think it is. 500 million. So there's 7 billion people we need to get rid of. Get rid of them. They're over. I think we're at 7.7 billion now, world population. Oh, I think there's quite a few videos on YouTube showing how a lot of learned folk speculating that, well, world population will probably get to about, it'll max out at 11 billion, I believe, is a figure I've seen on one video. I think it was 11 billion. And it's not going to it won't get past that. Once it gets there, wait, I reckon it ain't going to get there. It's going to get, there's something brewing. Something tucked away in the corner of my mind, brewing. Yeah. A calamity, a catastrophe is going to be foisted upon us by the ruling elite. Yeah. And like I say, we'll look back at these days of, oh, do I have to wear a face covering when I go to, wherever the fuck? We'll look back at these days with fond memories and like, we know the few people make it. Yeah, years to come, our descendants will be like, oh yeah. You remember them days? Aye. They were halcyon days.